Okay, boom, right about now it's HeadMovement TV and this is Watch Your Mouth Christmas special, yeah? Obviously, it is a season to be jolly and joyous, so if you're feeling festive, hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, yo, like the video and share it, yeah? And that's Christmas early for HeadMovement TV. So obviously, yeah, we're joined by special guest, Sonny Edwards. How you doing, my brother? And we got cameos from none other than the Merkel man, yeah?
On, we're local.
I don't know if they can see, we can't see him in already, you'll see him. There he is! Merkel! Secco! Yeah? And obviously JK somewhere, you get me lurking in the shadows, but boom, alright, safe. Dillian Whyte, Chisora 2, who's going to kick it off?
We'll let you kick it off.
Okay, so obviously first things first, I'm just going to start with the first round. You know, I gauged what was going to happen in this fight from what happened in their previous fight, but I knew, obviously Chisora's been training with David Hayes in the shape of his life, and I didn't know how much Dillian Whyte had improved from the first fight, but in that first round, I did see major improvements from him, and what I seen him doing was actually using his range, because we knew Chisora was going to come and he's going to fall in and make it an ugly fight. But Dillian Whyte was doing it was kind of like a Mayweather move, you know, when he was throwing the jab, pulling back and then throwing the right. So he hurt Chisora early, but didn't jump on him.
He was using the right hand effectively in the first round.
Yeah, he
His
was.
right hand was coming over sick.
It was nice what he was doing, but I feel like
he got that twist when he ends his punch, but on both his jab and his right hand, it
can look awkward at times.
But
it's effective. Yeah,
sometimes like it hurts.
And that's what we're learning more. The more that we learn about fighters, like it's not always just the orthodox that works. Because sometimes you can see how Dillian can come completely off balance.
Yeah, it looks like he's been hurt.
Yeah, sometimes
and he hasn't been
like,
hit. You get me? He just throws a punch and his head's all over the place.
So what I felt about the fight was a bit like what you said there. He was using the right hand well early, right. But I just felt like there was at times. I'm not saying by this. I don't mean he should have engaged at the whole fight, because definitely not. That's Chisora's type of fight. But like when he hurt him, I feel like he could have just, you know, like stepped on it a bit more.
Do you know what I feel? I feel like because Chisora's got this new physique, and I don't know what he's been doing in training, but he's definitely feeling himself, feeling his ability. I feel like he tried to box in the first round and then realised, you know what, this is not going to work against Dillian Whyte. I'm just going to fall in and do what I do best and just make it ugly.
I just think that Chisora, it will be hard for him to box anybody good enough at a heavyweight level for him to outbox them. So he tries to bulldoze. And you know what, you did say, Momo, beforehand, you said it, that he is too skinny. He came in too light. You said it like your prediction was actually like late stoppage.
You hurt him. He hurt Dillian Whyte way more in the first fight.
A lot more.
Dillian Whyte clean.
But I don't think he'll get a bigger win now than he did against Takam.
Yeah.
Because you know Takam, you can say he caused Joshua problems, but
no, he just made it not look attractive.
Yeah. And he spoiled him and he was putting his head, and because he's a small heavyweight as well.
He still lost 10 rounds or something.
Like you said like before, Chisora with someone that's slightly bigger than him or bigger than him, he's always going to struggle.
Yeah, I've said that for a very long time.
But his size, isn't it? Because he's not the greatest boxer. Like
that's
they're
exactly
bigger than him and like heavier than him. Then.
And he'll always gel well with Dillian, because Dillian will meet you in the kitchen.
And both of them.
But I think in this fight, right, that was Dillian's downfall. He was trying to keep out the kitchen a bit too much at times where
he was flat. It was flat.
But you know, you saw him doing that against when he boxed Brown. He was doing it. When really, he could have walked in.
Yeah, it was calm. He was calm in that. He had a lot of composure.
I think
he boxed on the jab. I think it's ever since he's been with Mark Tibbs, it's been a lot more. I think obviously Mark must be drilling into him a lot more than who he was with before.
But that staying composed saved him. That mentality saved him against Parker. You know, in that.
But this fight nearly slipped away from him. If he never would have got that knockout, even with the 2 deductions, Chisora was still ahead on the cards.
You know, I can't even lie, because obviously Charlie boxed just before him, didn't he? The one before.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah. So I didn't leave the changing room. I mean, it was a moment, innit? So I was there. Obviously, I'm on my crutches and that. So I was chilled in the back, and the TV weren't working. So this, like watching like that, is the first time I've actually watched it. But I was very surprised, because you hear the crowd go. Obviously, was in the changing room underneath, and you knew someone got knocked out. That weren't the end of a fight. That weren't like anything else. That was someone getting knocked out. So then straight away, boom, get the video up, the first thing I saw was the video, and I was so surprised because Dillian Whyte and Chisora, they're both very tough and they look very durable.
Yeah. Great tunes.
But both of them haven't got the most explosive one.
Yeah.
So I said, and I think I said to you in the week, I was like, nah, there's no way, because you was backing him to get stopped, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I thought, nah, there's no way because
that's exactly where I was.
Because they both get tired, but then. Do you know what? It's like a scrap between two roadmen.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Neither of them want to take a step back and just swing it. And you saw that in the first when I think Whyte missed the shot and fell across the ring into the rope. Yeah, and turned around and was like, that's not that's not like a professional boxer. You don't see that.
That's what
at this level, you don't see that.
But Whyte, you see glimpses of Whyte just look like we said. He throws himself up. But what you saying about the two roadmen? It was like. It seemed like Dillian Whyte didn't want to engage in that at all, didn't want to have no part.
That's why I was worried for Chisora and why I thought he was going to get knocked out. It's because he's changed his physique rapid. And I've done that before. And obviously we have little grapples and little wrestles. And when I changed my physique, the first time I had a spar, I was dying. Like it was a whole different...
What? Did you lose weight or did you get
muscle on?
You put muscle on,
muscle, not, but I didn't...
But I think it's always energy levels. If you don't have enough the energy inside you to fuel your muscles if you just put them on.
I don't think he's had that body enough to know if it's any good at this level. Like can he? Like he couldn't push Dillian Whyte back. He was still coming forward, but Dillian Whyte was stepping back. If you look compare it to the first fight, Dillian Whyte can't get off the ropes. Like fully can't.
No. What you put into perspective that was 100% right, fam. He hurt Dillian Whyte way more in fight number 1 than he did in this fight.
And this is what I want to get to.
That feeds into the narrative of what you're saying.
And this is
exactly what you're saying.
This is what I want to get to because I have to take my hat off to Dillian Whyte because his durability in his midsection, but like he's called the body snatcher. My man's body was getting snatched in that fight. But you know what? I was thinking to myself, Chisora's gonna get tired, but Dillian Whyte can't keep taking his punishment to the body. Like he's gonna slow down, but he didn't look like it.
No, I'll be honest. From like round, I think it was what round did he stop him? 11. So round 9. You could see Chisora was completely fading,
he was
right? And Dillian Whyte was nowhere near
the young man.
It
looked like what it was.
There was a sequence where Chisora hit Dillian Whyte with like 4 big body shots, and I was like, ooh. And then Dillian Whyte hit him with 1.
And then he said he done a gesture and he went like woo like that.
Then you seen the difference, and that's later in the fight where
and what
Whyte comes into it.
I remember after the Whyte, because I'm pals with Whyte, and obviously I've known Andy Joshua for years. And what I remember him saying, we were chilling in the GB change room, and he was like, the one thing he was surprised about is how good Whyte could throw to the body. And he was like, he was throwing down and boom, boom, and he was like, well, I can't take this for, do you know what I mean? And that was one of the main things. Obviously he got caught with a big left hook, but he goes, the body work was what shocked him the most about Whyte. Because looking at him, and even at his head punches, it just looks so kind of clumsy, and you said a minute ago about the turn, and he's like, that's why he falls off balance, because he's transferring his body weight, but
it's like, a lot of body weight.
There's too much. It's like if you're steering a car and then you spin it out. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can only go to that coercion. There's so much and then too much. Like,
why do you think that is? Do you think it's to do with because when you see him there, he's got these long, gangly looking arms, and it just.
I think it works for him.
I think that's why
his double jab. That's why you can do the double jab because the first awkward one opens up the second one.
But I think
it's not like a fast double jab.
With the losing balance, I think he obviously knows he does it, but in his mentality when he's in the ring, when he's perhaps not thinking, because obviously if he was whacking pads, you're not going to see him sort of falling over. But because he wants to take my man's head off, he forgets about. Like, you know, you have them composed like them boxers. I don't know, like obviously it's different weights, but even like a Tyson Fury, like he's always in sort of control of what he's doing, and he's flicking his shots. Like even when he goes to think, but Whyte's not even thinking about that. So you know, if you was to. You know those like punch machines, isn't it? And you see people bare swinging, but if they miss, they don't even fly off. They're just trying to, like, it's like, for me, that's what it seems to look like. When it only looks wild, it's because he's just trying to
seize the target.
And I think that's why you've seen in this fight, he's trying to be a lot more composed. So then when he does do that, he's not missing as much. Do you know what I mean? Because you can lose rounds on that. Close round, if you've missed a couple of times, the judge can go against you.
I'll tell you, right. If he comes with this boxing approach against Anthony Joshua, it will lose him the fight. Against Joshua, right. He needs the rough style.
Because you look at the first fight, really Joshua won pretty much every second and third round. Second round when he hurt him, and third round he was still a bit stunned. But Dillian Whyte managed to get him drawn into wanting to, you know, like take each other out, and especially because Joshua had it all his own way that first round. So he'd come out of that second round from like, taking him out, and then as soon as he got clipped, it was like, wow, like, I wasn't expecting this. And sometimes in boxing, I feel like, so if you do underestimate, it's the shock that is the hardest thing to recover from. Because if in your head, like, no matter what you could say to someone, like, I don't know if you're going to go for like a street fight or something and just saying, nah, I'm not scared, but really, like, you're half scared. And so anyone can say anything, but doesn't mean when they're thinking in their own head. So then, when he's got drawn into a fight and he's thought, do you know what, I'm an Olympic gold medalist, I thought I was going to, as soon as hit this kid, I thought he was going to go. And then when it doesn't happen, when something goes against your thinking, it's like, it's hard to accept. In boxing, it's like, it's an honest conversation. Whether you think it's true or not, it's there in front of you. The truth is going to come out. Like, you can't like fake that. If someone's hitting you with right hand, I forget who said it, but someone said it.
No, but I love hearing it from you because obviously you know, fam, because you're in there and you're experiencing these type of things.
Like last week when I fought and I went down in the second half, ruptured 2 ligaments in my leg, got up and I couldn't put weight on my right foot. There wasn't in a second in my head when I thought I want to get out of it. That was an option. That's why I got through it. But as soon as I get out of the ring, I can't walk on my foot.
Talk to us about the fight.
Sorry, to be honest, being there watching that fight, I couldn't have told you hurt your right foot in the second round.
But
honestly, like, would you have said to me that he hurt his foot in the second round? Like, obviously, you know in yourself, and like you said, there wasn't. I think it's that mentality of, all right, you've got that mentality of, all right, my foot's hurt, but I got to carry on. You know, like even if it's going to fall off,
and you can go southpaw. And
well, I normally
switch stance anyway,
I normally switch in an average round probably about 15-20 times because I'm constantly fluid. But if you look at that fight, there was long periods of time that I've stayed southpaw when I don't really do that.
Is that all their footwork training you had, Momo?
Yeah,
is that where it comes from? You know what? We're gonna release this footage, you know, Momo tap dancing,
for an hour. The
footwork.
But yeah, man, I looked at my phone. I come home from work. I got missed calls. I think I'd come over. I don't know what time. I know I had missed calls for you, but then I look at you like all of the thing, and I'm like, oh. But there you go. I'm sorry I couldn't make it. But definitely next time. But going back to the Dillian Whyte and Chisora. So, do we all agree that Chisora was winning before Dillian Whyte landed the shot?
I don't know about winning. Yeah, because I'm a bit. I'm not saying he wasn't.
Before the 2 points were deducted.
When I say that again, I'm not saying Chisora was winning. I'm not saying Chisora wasn't winning, right? Because I'm there and it's emotional, and I haven't watched it back to say. Like in the emotions being ringside, it's tough. It's very hard. Yeah, very man. But what I will say is, like I said, like we were saying earlier, I think it was a bit close. I think Dillian made it a bit closer than it needed to be by not engaging at times, by simply staying to what's it called? Because like you said, Momo, there was that point where Chisora's come forward and he's hitting with a few body shots and he's just gone whack. And the only one that really made me was the one that he gave back. It was like, whoa, you know, like
that's when
Chisora can't take too many more of them, and you just threw one of them.
And that's like one in the whole fight. Like he was hitting Dillian Whyte with like these 4-punch combinations to the body on the ropes, and Dillian Whyte's just like stumbling off with it.
Chisora, what would have been alright for Chisora to come in like this when he's 25, when he could have been fit enough to try keep it up for the whole 36 minutes because he faded.
Yeah, basically, I think that's what he's tried to come at. They've tried to come at that, drop a bit of weight, lean up a bit, you know, like, and then be more fitter than him.
When do you think the best Chisora was though? Because he's had such like a stop and start career. One of his best wins is tackle, which is mad.
But he did. I don't think he boxed well.
That on paper, one of his
on paper,
he pulled out the drill.
Alright.
He was lying on the ropes.
You want the truth? I've never, and this is with the utmost respect. Like me, definitely. This is my opinion, so I can't say me. I respect every fighter that goes into the ring. I've never particularly rated Derek Chisora as a fighter, and I'm not as a boxer. No, as a boxer, not a fighter. That's the wrong word. As a boxer, because I do not really. I think like what was said earlier, and I've always said this. Like I was speaking to you earlier off cam. I said the last Tyson Fury and Chisora fight, I called exactly how it was going to go because anybody that is got the height advantage, and you're going to have that in the heavyweight division against Chisora majority of the time, right? Height advantage and good boxing skills. Not necessarily elite. You just need good boxing skills, yeah, right? Then you can outbox Chisora, because even his, like what you said as well, he hasn't got that one punch knockout power generally.
He's got I just see that the point he got taken that as hard. It seems harsh.
It's hard. I thought that.
Do you know what? Do you know what? This is what I think here. Chisora was winning, yeah. And then the points got deducted, and Chisora thought, right, I'm definitely not going to win on points now. And he got reckless, and he got caught, fam. He was giving everything.
He gassed out.
He gassed out. And it's a shame.
When you exert so much energy to be barely just winning the rounds or even losing,
like
mentally it drains you more. Because if you over a 12-round fight, you think, I can half take this round off, or the next couple of rounds we're going to pick up. Because obviously your corner's giving you the instructions. So if your corner's going, we've got to pick it up now, and nothing's really changing, then you're tired more than the person that's sort of letting you like trying to pick up the pace. And
he was moving a lot, his head was moving, Chisora was non-stop trying to...
That Joe Frazier type bobbing. I just think it's a shame, man, because I like, for what we see with his physique and that, it looks like he tried so hard in this fight.
Like again, I didn't want him to, I said this before, and then it sounds bad, but for the scheme of things, for the picture of the heavyweight division, for the picture of the UK heavyweight division, right. If Chisora won this fight, the reason, because he's never going to be
100%.
Because there was no way he was going to fight AJ in April. So that whole Whyte and Joshua thing was off in April. Joshua wouldn't have had a legitimate opponent because they couldn't afford Chisora.
Yeah, because Chisora, they came from the same gym, innit? So.
Oh, Chisora.
I forgot about that for one.
So I don't know if they'd. To be fair, this is just guesswork. I don't think they obviously had the same trainer.
You see, I didn't know that, but taking
that
AJ,
Chisora at some point, with all the antics Chisora's done up to this point, really that's how he's built his name. Well, I think more time we're watching Chisora because he had to scrap with David Hay, slapped, it's all of that. More than what he's actually done in the ring. He's lost all them fights. Remember, he's lost all them fights.
All of them, fam.
But why has he never been barking and trying to get the fight with AJ when that's the biggest one?
Because
I've never heard it.
AJ's always been like his little prodigy, and he's always looked.
But I've never heard it. Do you know what I mean? That's why I don't think they ever would. Even if he knocked out Dillian in one round, I don't think we would have saw
called for
AJ.
AJ.
You'd have to knock out Dillian, knock out Fury, knock out Wilder.
Yeah, it'd have to be the last man. It'd have to be the man. And I don't think.
No, but taking that aside, skill level wise, he couldn't fight Wilder. He couldn't fight Fury, and he couldn't fight Joshua. He could fight. Yeah, but look what happened.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
So again, I'll go back to the. He couldn't fight him.
I think the best
because he got sat down on his stool and beat and schooled, so he couldn't fight. That's exactly it. Would you want to see Chisora Fury
I swear
again?
this is the best Chisora, Like, that's why it looks like it. You would think that this Chisora, where he is now, is better than...
No,
it's just that he gels with
this. You know what? Dylan, how good is Dillian Whyte then? Because
but he gels with him.
Yeah, his
style.
Dillian Whyte in his absolute prime.
I said this yesterday.
But it's like he said, okay, Taka. But it's on paper,
Huey Fury will be terrible for Derek Chisora.
Yeah. But I'll be mainly interested in seeing.
But just because he's tall and he'll jab and move.
Chisora will fight again. Yeah. But I'm interested to know who's going to lump up the money to get Chisora on their record first. Yeah. Because you've got the Dubois, you've got the Gorman, and even if you look further forward like that, Hergovich, fighters like that, someone's going to pay for Chisora's name on their record.
100%.
Before he starts slipping.
Joyce has already tried it. Joyce has already tried it.
Yeah. But
where are you?
But how much does he cost?
Chisora.
He must cost. Every fight he loses, you know what I mean? He slips down. Yeah. Then if he gets another attack out,
but he's got pay-per-view now as well, so it's mad.
So, but it's how much is are we gonna see him in with Dubois or Gorman? And that's what I would personally like. But the amount of investment that would cost for the amount of
I would want to see him fight Big Baby Miller. I'd want to see him fight Big Baby Miller.
They're the type of fights I can imagine Hearn.
Just so I have a good measuring stick of weight.
But Baby Miller now. Him and Parker or something like that. That gives me a good measuring stick. That shows me where he is.
He was there, wasn't he? He was inside.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna fight one of these, probably the winner.
White, I'd have him and White.
You know what? I would
Dillian Chisora and White Brazil.
You know what?
I think that's too.
I've got to go with
I'd only have
Normal on
White
that
and
one.
Brazil if the mandate.
I think Chisora is good cannon fodder for Big Baby Miller to see. Like, I think if it was
Joseph
because he should.
That's what I'm saying.
Now,
after 3 rounds,
alright. So what you're telling me, right, is if he beats Chisora, what do you know about Big Baby Miller that you didn't know before? You know that he should have. Like if he beats White, then I know something. If he beats Chisora, we know exactly the same as before that he should have beat Chisora. If I'm like him versus Chisora is such a dead. If he beats Parker, we know something about him. Him beating Chisora does not show us anything about him, fam. And this is why, like, it's exactly.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think it does show something. To be fair, I think it does show. Chisora is a tough customer, fam.
Easily, fam.
But Chisora stands as well. He's like 300 pounds, whatever he is.
I don't think Big Baby hits that
hard. He don't hit hard.
If he can't beat Chisora, then he doesn't belong there, lads.
And this is
no way.
And this is what we're saying.
That's it.
I think where he is now, Parker's and this and that.
Okay, but would you rather right now?
That's not too much of a
Would you rather right now say March? Would you rather White versus Big Baby Miller or Chisora?
Obviously White.
100% White.
Obviously I'd rather White.
You're calling AJ. You can't call AJ out as Miller.
He shouldn't be calling AJ.
No, but he's calling AJ out, yeah, right. But we're gonna give him Chisora. Give him White, man.
He don't deserve AJ.
Let's go, champ. You wanna talk that shit?
He don't deserve AJ.
Do you know who I'm interested to see what happens next? Is David Price
against?
Because there's all like I think it should be someone like David Allen.
Yeah.
I don't think David Price. But then again, David Price and Chisora could be a fight.
Please, not David Allen.
White Rhino.
No. Please, because you know what that is? That is just a pasting. That is so down the pipe.
It's the numbers though.
It does seem that way, but I would like to see it.
He didn't look good his last outing, man.
Who?
Dave Allen.
Oh man, you know what it is? And Price hits hard and Dave Allen gets hit.
You know what? To beat Price, you need to have a bang. And as soon as you bang him, I mean, it's kind of over. But he hits like a truck.
If you got a bit of a gas tank, you'll beat Price as well. Because if you go past 5
he's a big guy though, so and how hard he punches. No wonder why he's like, see why he's like.
It was the geezer that Dave Allen fought last, and it was on just on the.
Terrible.
I can't remember his name. And he was expected to just and he stopped him in like 7th or something.
It was bad.
He fought too often in that time, and he was on a fight every 2-3 weeks.
And he was eating kebabs every 2 weeks.
Have you heard Baby Miller's interview where he's basically saying it's bad that Tyson Fury got the Deontay Wilder fight and he's fought people such as Adamek and whoever else he'd fought, he was saying it's bad for people like him, and I don't understand the logic. Like, how is it bad that Tyson Fury gets the Wilder fight?
I've heard him talk rubbish a few times.
So this is where we need to see what this geezer's about. Let's not give him a gimme. Why not? He's talking the hardest.
How do you know it's a gimme though?
Well, if it's not, then he doesn't even belong to even be at the table. You understand what I'm saying, fam?
Even better.
You don't even belong to be at the table talking then, fam. Because Chisora now is for.
He's signed now, isn't he?
You know Chisora. Do you know what Chisora's for? Do you know?
So he's now got a vet. It's not just let's get Miller in. The fights that we're going to see him in are the fights he's going to be the favourite because he's put money
fighting in January.
Until he fights like major.
Alright then, you know what Chisora's for now? Chisora's for the Dubois and them, man.
Who's Big Baby
Miller's
biggest
biggest win for them?
What's Big Baby Miller's biggest win?
I couldn't tell.
Exactly.
He's probably done more than Chisora though.
Say again.
He's probably done more than Chisora.
But has he got a better win than Taka, would you say?
I don't know, you never know.
Take away
This is what I'm saying.
Bear in mind, Takam is what, like 35 plus years old, and he made a career of being a good loser.
That's exactly it.
And that's what a lot of Chisora being a good loser.
Yeah.
Like, and Dillian lost against Joshua, but has not put a foot wrong really since.
Yeah, man.
And he's boxed well a few times, and obviously
and
Parker and Brown, obviously. Brown, he would look terrible in that fight.
Yeah.
But Parker was a live fight. Parker was a live fight.
100% live fight.
But you know
Parker was a fight.
I said a good fight.
Yo, you see Parker's knockout? You seen Parker's knockout the other day? He's looking a bit beefier as well.
But I said it before.
I said that he could do.
He headbutted Parker hard. Like, we don't know what would have happened if that.
Nah, man. He won that fight.
Trust me, man.
He
Yo,
won that
he
fight.
No. Did he not head clash, fam?
Joseph Parker comes in like a
yeah, no, when you say saying somebody when you're saying somebody headbutt somebody, like
he could do Tyson Fury
there. He tried. He came up like that. I went,
now we need to correct that.
It wasn't a headbutt.
It wasn't a headbutt. It was a head
crash. Yeah.
Head crash.
But that's
no.
why
But if my head hits your head and and it's like, you come off worse, fam. I could have come off worse. It's just a head.
If my head hits,
it's a roll of the dice. It's not
Capcom AJ, it happened, man. In his nose.
In his nose.
And that changed. But that changed things.
AJ weren't happy with it though.
That changed things.
That you can't sit there and take that out and say, oh, Willie would have done better.
Yeah.
What, is the knockout gone yet?
Yeah, man.
I ain't seen the
rewind it back. You can just get the actual knockout up in it.
It's right at it, like the last couple of seconds. He's cutting in there.
It was, like the way he sliced across his chum. It was like the same way that Usyk sliced across.
But that wouldn't have done him in round 1, like it done him in round 10.
Because he shot his blood, fam. He got desperate.
Yeah,
he got desperate.
He left his chin hanging as well.
Very badly. Look, you can see it in his face, man.
He's still walking forward though, but he don't know anything else, does he?
He doesn't know how to walk backwards. You had get the one sit up, and just put the KO, put the KO up,
I thought people were saying I think he's really hurt.
Yeah, I thought it was really hurt because my man was praying and he could see what's.
I saw him after.
Not really
He's
cold.
He looked like he had a hangover.
Don Charles, isn't it? Did you see when he was over his body? He was like this, looking in the sky.
Yeah, he got hurt, fam.
Chisora,
you know?
That's your boy, isn't it?
That's your boy.
Yo, big up Chisora, man. I'll take that, fam. I'll take that, fam. Big up Chisora, yeah? You get me? He done well, man.
Yeah, no, he did do well.
Yeah, fair enough. He said he's not retiring.
You see with the elbow, was it?
It was a bit.
Is it like not?
I didn't really see that, but the low blows were low.
This is it as well. This is it. Bing.
It weren't just like below the bow. It was like on the dick, bro. Oh! Watch him try and get up. Yeah, he's like.
He tried doing the Tyson.
Look how low he is. Look how low he is.
Boom! Left hook, fam.
His face shook.
Best left hooks in boxing.
Yeah, a lot of people are speaking highly of his left hook now, fam.
Tony Bellew.
It's always been his weapon. I said it from before. You know that he does that catch left hook, and that's what he caught Joshua with. Catch back, bang.
Back.
He doesn't mind taking the shot, does he?
Yeah.
He'll risk him.
One of the very few
brothers
that doesn't mind taking the shot.
Who do you reckon Joshua's fighting in April the 13th? Because it's still wide open.
I reckon that depends on
it's not going to be Fury or Wilder. It's not going to be Fury or Wilder.
But there's rumours that Wilder might not take the Fury fight.
I don't think he should.
I'll be honest.
I don't think he should. You know why?
They don't have to fight Joshua.
My dream.
This is what I'm saying.
For that. But
Joshua Wilder.
But the stumbling block.
Fury and whoever the hell he wants.
The stumbling block is the rematch. How much money is in the rematch? And who gets what?
But this is the thing.
I hear that, but nah, man. You know what? AJ, what? Nah, you can't say that, man. He doesn't deserve it more than AJ. He's the champion.
Nah, but if he's not trying to fight AJ, bro, then fight.
Then you can't just give him the other person.
Nah, but plus he's ranked number one in the WWE.
So he's not trying to fight AJ, so it's alright. Let's give him him. Come on, fam.
Dillian Whyte's ranked number one in the WBC, and they're talking about Brazil's.
I'd rather see White.
He's number 2 as well.
I don't know how that's happened.
They're number 2 now. You know what it is? America, lads, like to keep the WBC. They like to work with the Americans and keep it there.
They have to keep it there. They have to keep it there. But Dominic Brazil, slow
but we got one over here now.
You brought it over here, innit? But this is what I'm saying.
I think he's only one.
He had a million this topic.
I think it is.
He makes him look
easy. Yeah.
Is the battery in this? But this is what I'm saying.
Is that still recording?
Yeah, it's still recording. You know, Deontay Wilder's at risk now, you get me? Because if he loses his WBC bout, he ain't got no bargaining chips with Eddie Hearn. He's
not for that money that he's asking for.
This exactly.
To let his money goes down, but his name stays.
He loses.
So Hearn wins. If he loses, or
Hearn wins.
At the moment, he can salvage it because Wilder's a big name because of the draw.
And he kept the belt.
And people are going, well, actually, before the Fury Joshua fight happens, I think more people would want to see the Wilder to see, even if Joshua disposes of him.
Yeah.
Now everyone wants to see the Fury to see what happens there.
Yeah.
Because obviously everyone's saying that they thought Fury.
So he could still have.
That's how he should make his money. He'll make more money.
Even if he loses,
to Wilder, Fury will be like, I'll beat him. You know what?
He wants to right that wrong.
But this is what I'm saying. So like I said, if he fight like. Okay, you fought Fury and you got gifted a draw, fam. You kept your bout.
I can't agree with that.
Wow, he kept the bout by the skin of his teeth, fam. You get me? Like he lost.
He did it with
Close fight. I didn't say it won.
I think
that's what I'm saying.
Close, man. Yes, man.
That's what I said to you, innit?
And I agree
that Fury. I would have had him nicking it.
Yeah.
But it was closer than
people
going to should be 180.
Yeah, nah. Alright, let me just give my opinion. When he knocked him down in the fight in my house, you said
you thought that
he got gifted.
Golovkin
we have to say it like that.
Yeah, no. He got gifted. He got gifted the draw.
Right,
Tyson Fury won that fight, man.
I don't know.
We just have to roll with it.
Tyson Fury won that fight, fam. He won more rounds. You get me?
We were saying that. You could see it for the Fury. You thought Wilder won.
No, I thought Fury won.
Oh, you thought Fury won. But it was a lot closer than
everyone's
the British
making
the British.
Yeah.
The Frank Warren.
Who do you believe won? Who do you believe won?
A lot of people.
Who do you think won?
All the Americans.
I believe that Fury could have nicked it, but I weren't shouting robbery.
Yeah.
Same way that when Sean Porter lost to Kell Brook.
Yeah.
I thought Sean Porter won by 7 rounds to 5, and I thought that was quite clear enough.
Yeah.
To be the world champion, I think, and that didn't happen. So, the judges
but
the
judge gave the first 4 or 5 rounds to
is that a robbery? Is that a robbery?
No, that guy came out with his scorecard already written.
Yeah, but
before the fight,
before the WBC. So what is that? Is that a robbery? Is that corruption?
Yeah, nah. But CJ Ross, Mayweather, Canelo, 114.
That was bad.
Is that a robbery?
Yeah. I will say we're not saying
did you see a draw?
That was 180, 110.
But a robbery
we're not saying it's any less or worse.
But what I'm saying is, lads, it didn't take away from the decision. So no, it didn't rob. Because that judge is whatever, fam. Yeah, right. I'm on about my scoring of the fight. So whatever that judge did. I watched the fight, fam. And when you're away and you get knocked down twice, fam, right? You open the door for the draw.
There was a lot of close rounds.
Yeah, a lot, man. And
basically, I think when you look back, it's
you know what I think.
Wait there. If I were scoring it, and even at the time, lads, we weren't completely like he's battered him that round every round.
It was like, oh, he's nicked that.
Yeah. We was like, yeah, Tyson probably edged that round. We had a scorecard. You know what I'm saying, fam? And like I say, I believe Tyson edged it. But it's not the great train robbery, fam. It's not like the worst.
And I think it's similar to the. I was sat ringside. You know when Fury boxed Parker. I was ringside, right? Yeah. And I was sat, and obviously it was Fury's show. Yeah. And I was thinking, I thought we lost that round. But then everyone around me, obviously his fans, was convinced that he just 120, 108 in him. Because they want him to win so bad. These little flicks, for me, that's trying to nick a fight.
Yeah.
And if you go out there with the intention, and if Fury did it against Klitschko and it worked, I was surprised.
Now he threw a right hand against Klitschko.
Yeah, but think how many times people have gone close to beating the world champion, but because they've been that little bit negative, it's gone against them. Because you have that cliche, like, I know it shouldn't matter, but you have to take the belt.
You know what, you did say what was true. There was times, we fought, like him at the end of round 1, he hurt him, and it was like, Fro, Fury's hurt, like, we can see it. We can see that you've buzzed him, not Bambi-legged him, but you've buzzed him.
Yeah. But you know what, I'll step in there, because for myself, right, and you see it with my brother's fight yesterday. Yeah. Charlie, I think, caught him. It was like the 7th or 8th round with a wicked uppercut.
But
what was I shouting ringside? Don't get greedy.
Why you say
don't get working? If it's working, don't get greedy.
Because
if you know this one can wipe people out with one punch, and you can box him for the next 4 rounds and win.
Alright. But don't complain when the draw happens because that's what happens.
I'm not saying.
I know. Because we had this last night, and you know where Fury's used his brain on everyone. What an exciting fight it was. Not because of you, fam. Yeah. If it was down to you, fam, it was a stinker. Let's be honest, man. The only reason it was exciting was because Wilder got to you twice.
That's true. If them
I
two
don't
don't
know, fam. I don't know.
No, man. No.
Do you see how I looked at
lying?
you? See how I looked at you?
Alright.
You see how I looked at you? I knew you'd be on my side.
Alright, and I'm going to break it down to you now. Alright then, fam. So say Wilder doesn't knock him down once in that fight. Not once. Not once.
Most exciting
One
night.
minute.
You're loyal.
Now, for the circumstances, it's very
Yeah,
low.
Listen, before
that is not an exciting fight.
Brothers,
Listen.
Let me
No,
just say
it's
one
not,
thing.
man.
Brothers,
You're
let me just say one thing.
You're going off your
Listen.
emotions. You're using
Yo,
your emotions.
what
That
clip-
style
what
of
clip-
fight was not an exciting fight. He's not saying it's
And he
an exciting.
won't know he's not exciting for the general public. He's not.
He's not, man. He's not saying.
Klitschko, yeah. You would have to pay me a lot of money to put on the Klitschko Fury fight and make me watch that again.
Fam,
You'd have to pay me
now
a
the reason,
hell of a lot of money.
Stop. Why is it not the
Because he
Klitschko?
got put down twice.
Thank you.
Listen,
Hold on.
Everyone jumping up and down. It was before he dropped him. When we was like, get up, dust that, it was done. It's that Fury landed. But it was excitement in your room.
Why it was better? Because Wilder was throwing shots.
Was trying.
Klitschko just waited.
Nobody give Fury a chance apart from couple people, bro. Like,
Stop.
Everyone
Yeah, but you know Klitschko's head. Klitschko's head. He thought he was fight.
Stop.
only the
For the
You've just said it, lad. You're saying it
Back
without
the
saying
shit
it.
out of
That's
it.
why he boxed
He
that.
almost killed Wilder. He's killed his own argument. He said, yeah, no, it was more exciting because Wilder was thrown. Because of what Wilder's doing, fam. He said that, innit, fam?
No, but you're saying it's a big count.
No. I said without Wilder. Tyson Fury is not an exciting fighter. Do not expect to see.
Tyson Fury was the first person to hurt anyone in that ring.
I'm just saying,
Tyson Fury
he's not an exciting fighter, fam.
But you know what we say when
Right now, Tyson
And we
Fury
was like,
has
yo.
got people thinking he does exciting fights, fam, because of that last fight. Go and watch his interviews, fam.
No.
The working brain, fam. He's worked his brain.
What I've said here, I respect what Tyson Fury has done in the ring, right? But you know, if you actually deep his career, if you proper deep it now, like this is cynical, right?
Without the Klitschko.
The Klitschko, which he won, but it was the most boring fight. He nicked it. He didn't come out there looking to take the belt as champion. He nicked it in every single way. Tied him up, hit him as he turned the corner when like Klitschko. That's how he won the fight. That's why he won a lot of the rounds. And I don't think you can't do that and then sort of try and be the A side when it comes to like a Joshua. I don't think you ever will be the A side, regardless of money. I think if you look at Joshua, what would you rather watch? Yeah, if you had to watch 10 of their fights tonight in a row, you could pick two Fury fights.
People said the same thing for Mayweather.
Mayweather.
I don't think so.
For the casual,
maybe that's how I appreciate it.
Floyd was very boring.
Nah,
Andre Ward was very boring for the casual.
Not all the time.
Now, if Floyd had a different personality, his style would have got accepted 100 times more.
But he goes
because he was literally like that. He's shit. I'm betting him, but then did I'm not gonna let you hit me like because we only saw that really in the last. When he went up the weights, and then we saw that in the last 4 fights, when he checked, that's when you saw because he was fighting bigger guys. When he was letting his hands go, he was fighting people 130, wasn't it?
And that's his natural weight. He got older as well.
Why do you think he weighed in at 147? Christmas Day, 147. Like every day of the year, he was the same weight. Really, he could have come down to like 135. He was always in good shape, he was always fit, but he would have been able to. That's why people say, oh, he picked a lot of fights, but why should he jump in against all these massive welterweights? Look at like if he fought like a Jarrett Hurd now, the size difference. Like, could you imagine like them two standing next to each other? It'd be a joke. But like the people like Manny Pacquiao and like Zab Judas, was it not Rios? Who's the one that
Maidana,
no, and the one that Ortiz. Like, they're the sort of fights that. Because he'd already done everything at all the other weights, and he'd done all the...
That was smelly what he done to Ortiz, though, innit?
No,
you know what, that's my brethren in the ring, fam. The man does that, fam. My brethren don't get up anytime soon. I'm looking to jump in the ring, and it's going up, fam. You can't headbutt people. No, that's wrong.
If Floyd doesn't knock him out, his punishment is a point gone, fam. He's headbutting the man, fam.
Nah, it's even how he did it. It's how he did it, fam, as well.
Hey, you talk about
It's like he jumped up in it like.
Do you know what was weird about it? That when he was done it, it looked like he was getting some success.
Yeah.
But
Why did you do it?
You know, looking out, you think I get a sex, but in his head, he's hitting arm, this there. And then he thought that as well. Well, I've got you now, you're catching this.
But that headbutt.
But you know what? I genuinely think, to some degree, Ortiz was waiting for something. He was trying to apologise for like 5 minutes.
I know.
But he touched the glove.
No.
Why then come and try and hug him? No,
he wanted the way out when he headbutted.
And that shot wasn't even that big. He could
have got up from that.
But he wanted the way out. He was getting punched up. That was his way out.
That's why he headbutted, to get out of the fight.
I think even Quinlan done that again yesterday a bit against Waxy, because he got caught like in like a grey area similar to that. But he didn't want that.
He just knew this.
And then he thought, in a boxer's head, if they think actually I'm going to lose here, they're hoping for the disqualification. Like when we spoke about it in the car, when Roy Jones lost his O from getting disqualified for saying like
Montel Griffin.
That's what they're hoping for, innit? Because if
yeah,
up against it anyway,
because it wasn't
and then
late
anyway,
shot, but he could have got up.
But even then he got stopped. Then everyone's always saying, well, to be fair, it was kind of an unfair punch. But that's their own self-belief. If they was coming in there fired up, wanting to win, they would have got up. Ortiz didn't have that. Quinlan didn't have that yesterday.
Yeah, like the reason why I've come at that about Fury is because the narrative he's letting off is but one thing I will say about Fury,
50-50 split.
No, but there was there was a picture earlier. There was a picture earlier, with Joshua on there, Wilder on there, Fury on there. On Joshua it said, "Come to the UK, fight me." On Wilder's one it said, "I'll
fight you in your back garden."
USA, and then
anytime
you face anywhere,
in your back garden. Like I didn't Klitschko.
Oh no,
It's having an effect, bro.
That does put him above all of them, like in the sense of he went to Germany and fought Klitschko, and he's went to that you can't take away
hand on
from
heart, if him fighting at home would bring him the most money and most chance of winning, do you think he'd stay at home?
No, I think he.
Or is he doing it smart because he knows Germany's the most money, America's the most, and the fights are easier to make.
No, he would have never got Klitschko in the UK. Never would he have been able to bring him in the UK because he didn't have the following.
But if he had the profile like Joshua, say his profile saw Joshua, I think he'd be more willing to only fight in the UK.
I think he'd. Some fighters like travelling for the legacy.
Do you think it should be a 50-50 split with AJ and what's it now? Should it be
AJ?
No, it is.
We always say it.
Should it be a 50-50?
Listen to this point. Go on, say it.
Like I said, fam, by giving Joseph Parker 35.
Yeah, that's it. Now you're fucked.
It has to be more.
Thank you. Nah, but you know what it is, fam? If you gave, like I said, what did I say, Mama? From you gave Parker 35, you've shot yourself in the foot.
But Parker had a bout.
No, man, it's not as big.
Yeah, no, but Wilder's got one, so that would be
then you've got the percent.
But it's Fury. I'm not talking about Wilder, and I'm saying
the percent can't because that's just a mockery. But will it be more because the fight would make so much more money?
Alright,
that's the difference.
Alright then, so stop. Is Wilder a bigger name than Joseph Parker?
Yes.
Much bigger. Much bigger? So he can't get the same percentage as him?
No, but
I'm talking about
Fury
less,
now.
I agree. Obviously Fury's a big
say if that fight generates 100 million,
it's 35% of a bigger Parker.
Yeah, that's so.
Definitely, but at the same time, if he's saying I want 40%, he's saying it.
No, but you got to look at how much Wilder's been earning for fighting Fury.
I
got to look at how much fight Wilder.
I understand.
So Joshua will be like, hold on, I earned 25 mil for fighting Brazil every year. So why am I going to give you that money?
Who took more money out of Fury and Wilder? Who had the most money in that fight?
I don't know.
And this is what I want to know.
But you know what? I did.
Well, there you go. So
if
you took less money fighting Wilder, why do you think you're gonna take 50-50 against AJ?
You know the offer. AJ said it the other day in the interview. AJ said in the interview the other day that basically the offer that they offered Wilder, the money he got paid to fight Fury is less. Yeah. So if he'd have fought in the UK, he'd have got more money.
These are looking at principle though, and they're not looking at.
Because they think, say they think this fight generates 150 million. We're not giving you like 125 and we're taking 25.
Yeah. They think, what are we dickheads? This is how.
But something's got to give eventually.
Nah, but I'll be honest with you, fam.
It'll be a Junior Witter, Ricky Hatton, and we won't ever see the fight.
I'd be happy with 60-40.
In all honesty, 60-40, yeah.
But the Parker thing makes it sound shit because they're worth more than 5%.
This could be their last fight, innit? So if they in their head, it's like if they just take the first thing, then that's bad business. That's like whether you're a boxer, a footballer, a rapper, anything. If you just take the first thing, it's
and
obviously you're stupid, innit? You're stupid, innit? And by building the fight for a whole other year, you can double your money. Yeah. Like, let's say Charlie fought Cal last year. Say that happens.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Whoa, watch it, man, bro. Yeah.
Say that happens in 2019 now.
Yeah.
Both of them are going to earn a lot more money than they would have.
Yeah.
So then it makes sense. Obviously, they probably won't fight in 2019 at different weights now.
You're marinated enough, but you could make it go bad. You know.
Yeah, that's the risk you're taking. And if you're taking it over anything you do. Absolutely.
Would you say that's been the case with Cal Brook and
that's the biggest example.
It's got to the point that it's but like Pacquiao and Mayweather, they eventually did it. Everyone said it's too late, and look how much peace they still made. They made more then they would have made back in the day.
Yeah, it's still. No, but you know why they still made peace though, fam? And this is what people are not taking into account. Mayweather didn't lose. If Mayweather had lost 4 by then nobody would.
But I didn't know because now they have lost.
And they are 2 of the greatest, the greatest fighters of the generation. They've built up fan base.
Well, they're both going to Hall of Fame.
No, but you know what the law of Mayweather is?
Who
can beat him? A lot of people tune in to see somebody beat Mayweather.
That's
the same fans. White paper.
But then them fans that are waiting for the next one to beat him are the ones that are calling him boring, like we were saying earlier. They're the ones because they want to see him get beat. So then you could look. Tyson Fury gave what? He said he gave 8 million to charity. You'll still find people being negative, saying, "Oh, well, he could have done it without telling everyone." No matter what you do, someone will find a negative.
You know what's the joke thing? You know how why is he telling people, fam, he just gave 8 million, bro?
Like, no matter what you do, you could do anything. You could buy someone a cup of coffee, and if you're seen doing it, why do it in front of people? Like, don't matter what you do.
Stupid bastard.
If someone wants to be negative about you, they'll find a way. They'll find a way. They'll find a way.
You can say someone's life, brother, and they'll say, bro, but you fucking made my.
You left me there for 5 minutes.
Broke my ribs, man.
You have to go work. Now I've got to go work tomorrow.
I just fucking jumped on you so you didn't get run over by the bus. You're telling me I'm fucked up your own.
But this is what it's like. This is what it's like in the fucking dunya. Press play on that, yeah. And what's it?
John Jones is going to win and he's going to pop again.
Yeah, back it up. We should talk about that a bit as well.
John Jones is going to win. Just make a prediction.
John Jones vs Gustafsson,
yeah, come quick.
John Jones to win, and then he's going to pop again straight after.
Watch your mouth. If John Jones wins...
Do you think Jones is going to fight Doctors again?
Why is it the second time, fam?
He's going to knock out Gustafsson.
You know what,
He's going to knock his geezer out and he's going to pop again.
Have you watched this fight?
Do you know when he...
Fam, listen, he could have trained hands with...
What did you score it then? Exactly, stop. Because I watched it the other day.
Gustafsson won it.
I've never watched it like that, bro. Like, I watched it the other day and I literally was like, I don't know who won this fight.
I think
that
changes things,
that you can think.
Yeah.
But before that, it was like every time John Jones was trying to exchange hands with
Gustafsson took him down. Can't wrap it up. We haven't spoke about Edwards, man. We haven't spoken about Charlie. How are you going to let us wrap it up, fam? So anyway, Momo, you got to start because you had the whole day.
So you had the whole week.
He moved in. I moved in. Charlie Edwards, what can I fucking say, bro? The man lives the life, bro. And I knew, like, remember we was talking about it. Analysing the fight as we would, fam. And I know the geezer lives the life, fam, of a boxer, fam. I knew he was going to be fit enough. And he believed it, fam. You know, sometimes you see mans that are gassed and they try to tell themselves things. I know he does all of that law of attraction. But he believed it all, fam. Like,
that was the most nerve thing for me when I was like watching him prepare for his fight. You know, seeing him say and take it everywhere. And
I'm going to be
I hear him say because
I didn't want to wake up the next morning and God forbid he didn't win, bro, and then wake up and feel disappointed with him the next morning.
You see all that law of attraction thing? I think. Do you know, like we was talking about this in the hotel room the day before.
Fucking
do you know if this law of attraction thing was around, say, like, I don't know the deeps of it, but 800 years ago that had been called a new religion, innit? You know what I mean? Like, it's that. So for him, his positive thinking and that helps him.
Nah,
he's always had a lot of
self. Face and he believed it.
Yeah,
he's always had a lot of self doubt, and that's always been like. That's where we're different, innit? Because. Like, I'm more sort of narcissistic, borderline arrogant, do you know what I mean? Like, I believe in myself heavy. Even if I've got beat in the amateurs, I still get out thinking I'm the best in the world, do you know what I mean? And that's just, that is what it is, isn't it? But where he does have them, like, things in the back of his head, like, do you know what I mean? Am I good enough? Say he has something that pulls him off his line, so obviously when he lost, he took that heavy. Even though he boxed at world level, but for him, it's like, he didn't want to leave the house because he was embarrassed.
He's beat his demons now, like, I feel like he's beat his demon now, because I feel like that's lived with him now. As that
oh no, but it's just his personality. You know what I mean? That won't ever fully change, but by proving it to himself, that's the only thing you can do.
He's smashed it, bro.
That's why him in the train, the reason why he gets down to an unbelievable shape and he does everything perfectly, because in order to be confident in the ring, if he knew he cut corners, that's it. He would be beaten before he got in there. That's 100% true.
I don't feel like he's like been like. Sometimes you see people come over with world titles and that, and their bout practically gets bought off them.
Yeah.
Like Charles Martin and things
Rosales
like that.
thought he was going to take Charlie out quick.
Came to point.
Charlie was
voluntary, fam.
He picked Charlie. He looked through basically. He looked through like who's in the world rankings and that.
Where can I get a bit of dough?
You know what? He's got where can I get a bit of dough? He's got a good record.
Eddie
like
Hearn.
28.
He's got a good Nicaragua.
Yeah. Nah, I was like, Charlie's got a decent record. He's looked at that for. He's got a good record. He'll look good on my.
And he's boxed a world title already. British champion.
He'll
This
look good on my
international, that
resume.
international.
So let me get him on my record just to have him. Just to
thinking
have
it was do you know what he thought?
It
was an easy end to the year. He had.
Yeah.
I think because if you compare Charlie and Paddy before, obviously Paddy got beat, and obviously before Charlie beat Rosales, Paddy Barnes, a 3 times Olympian, 2 times bronze medalist, done so much more than Charlie did in amateurs.
Great amateur.
Charlie's already lost as a pro. Paddy Barnes, okay, he hadn't really done anything and hadn't looked great, but
Yeah,
Rosales will be looking at that. He would just be looking at the 5-0, 3 times Olympian. So he wiped out Barnes.
Yeah.
In his head, he thinks that's the best Britain's got to offer. Obviously, he has Selby on his radar because obviously he beat him before, but he would have thought Charlie would have been beneath both of those fighters. And you can tell how he comes out in the first couple of rounds, you know, just planting, swinging. Then for a couple of rounds, he stood off Charlie and kept trying to draw Charlie in. And because Charlie didn't get drawn into that fight, he struggled. And it wasn't until the clash of heads and the big cut that was bleeding down, then that sort of gave Rosales like kick up the arse. For the next couple of rounds, it was a hard time. It was hard, And even you could see, I could see the self-doubt in Charlie then, because he went from putting that nice strong stiff jab that he was outscoring all right. That's how he was winning the early rounds.
I felt like as soon as he got back to the corner though, I felt like
nah, man, it took a round or
no,
two.
No, when he stood up, so Jamie, who's obviously a great cutman, Ben Hughes, does all the UFC loads of fighters. Yeah, he's top man, Cutman Sheldon. As soon as Charlie stood up for the minute of working on that cut, he got up, blood went straight down his eye, because the adrenaline takes a couple minutes to kick in properly. That's why referees usually give him a chance to get back to the corner and then another round. No, then they'll look at. They don't usually cut. They don't, even if it looks bad, everyone's thinking that's getting stopped. They always give them. You don't know how
the first method. The first method. Then you'll see, if it's good, or do I carry on, or do I try something
else to give you a chance. For a couple of rounds, Charlie went from having a strong jab and all he was doing was waiting for Rosales to lean in. Charlie was stepping back and hitting him. And that's why he was winning those rounds, because he was outscoring him. Even though when Charlie was getting caught, the heavier shots were no doubt for Rosales because he was planting. But for a couple of rounds, Charlie wasn't giving Rosales enough to think about before he got to him. And then Charlie lost a couple of rounds. But I think Rosales put a lot into those rounds. And then when Charlie thought, fuck, I'm like 3-4 rounds away from winning the world title, he kicked up a gear again and then went back to what he was doing from rounds 2 to 5. He had a little switch off before that cut. And then, boom. And I think Charlie finished the fight really well.
He
was trading a little bit of it.
He got caught.
That's what you do.
He got caught a bit much with the right hand in the last round, and he got caught once or twice. And you was like,
I see him giving everything he's got, like trying to get him out.
No, if he survives, this is one.
He's won.
He's not done nothing wrong.
I said I had it 6 rounds to 3 after 9, and me being critical on Charlie, I had it, I think 7-4 going up into the last. So I didn't see, unless Charlie got put down a couple of times, I thought he'd won. And I think the 1-8, I'll be the first one to say, and even Charlie would. That 118-110 scorecard was too wide.
The last judge's card is
116-112. I had it personally, like I said, 7 rounds to 5.
I'd go with 116, 112, 115, 113 all day, like them two. He definitely won. There was a question whether he won.
Rosales is okay.
And I like that he hurt him as well.
Well, Rosales weren't kicking up a fuss either. Before the decision, their corner said, well done to our trainer.
Yeah, you knew who won the fight at the end of the bell.
Yeah, Rosales put his hands up and you still knew like.
Nah, but you knew, man. You knew.
How many
put your hands down, yeah. I thought.
Even if people lose every round, they'll still.
But that shot,
that
uppercut, that slow motion, you see it slow motion.
And the guy looks like he's about to go, you know.
His gum shield comes out and that like he catches.
These South Americans, you only do them to the body, man. They don't get done. They sponge headshots all the time. I don't know what it is.
And the thing is, when I first seen Rosales, I thought he was a big man and he's a young man. Like yeah, he's had a lot of fights for fucking a young geezer stuff. So I take my hat off to him.
Well, when he boxed Cal and Selby, he was. So I mean, Joe, the bloke that brought him over was the matchmakers. Joe Forbes, I think his name is. He always worked matchmaking, and he said because Charlie fought on that card as well, the Cal boxed him, and he went, he'll be a world champion. Just not yet. He's too young. He boxed him when he was like 21.
I don't get how did Selby beat Rosales and Rosales got the title?
Because Selby went out of the gym for like 9 months. He got his license taken off him because of he had something to do with a court. I think he had an argument with a taxi driver, and then the taxi driver called police, and then he lost it. He done one of them, so he had to go sit in front of the board, and they had to do they did like a mental health check on him because he'd gone through a lot and it's dread stuff, but it's out there. I think like his mum passed away. I think it was suicide, which is just it's horrible.
Yeah,
and he had. I remember speaking to him not long ago, and I think he was having problems with like his kids, and then there's a lot of personal life, and you can't get in the ring or even in a training camp if your head's not there.
Yeah,
but he's come back. He had a rollover fight, and now he's going for a world title eliminator for Charlie's fight. He was meant to be fighting that Vincent Legrand, who's the European champion. I think that would have been a good fight because I rate that Legrand. And he'll definitely be a world champion 100%. He's 27-0. I think 18 knockouts. He's about 5'9" for a flyweight. He's a joke. He's big. Like, he's bigger than Rosales, bigger than Charlie. Like, he's a big guy. And he can punch a bit as well. Like, he's a good fighter. And everyone's sort of... Like, I'll be honest, like Charlie's spoken about before. Charlie got offered it for the European title, I think, before the Casemiro fight. But it's like, for the money you're getting to fight a quality of a fighter, that it's not worth it at that stage. When he was in that world... WSB, the amateurs, when it's like amateur pro, and they have a Box Nation 5-round fights. He did good in that at bantamweight at 54 kilos, so he's a good fighter. Why would you fight him for a European title for like peanuts? You know what I mean? Even beating him because he hasn't got no platform, it's like you're not gaining that much still, apart from the European title.
High risk, low reward type.
And then sometimes you get terrible fights for those European titles, so it's not like obviously it's the one you want to win.
I watched Selby versus Rosales. Selby's sick, man.
But Selby got put down in the first round, didn't he? And then
yeah.
But then he showed how to beat Rosales.
Yeah,
and even Cal to this day said Rosales is the hardest fight. There's an interview that he put out because Cal beat him 78-74 over in Sheffield on a 8-rounder, and came out saying that was the hardest fight he's had. You know what I mean? And I was watching a couple of rounds. I went to the change room because Charlie was like the float. I was like, he's giving Cal problems, which really he was expecting him coming over. Cal was just going to blast him out because it's when he was on the way up. Do you know what I mean? So. Rosales is a tough fighter. And beating that Japanese, that Higa, who had gone 15 knockouts.
Yeah, fucking game of troops though.
Now is that
the
tall geezer, isn't it?
You see, trust me, so I fully like, it's not no joke wins though. Like,
not one bit, man.
Well, box rec, he's number one, Charlie.
He won a WBC title, bro.
Charlie's the number one box rec.
The bookies, yeah, right, had your brother as the major underdog.
But I don't think... It wasn't that far though. It was something like, it was like what 6-4 or something like that. So he wasn't a massive underdog. But really, if it was like if it was like a 4-1.
Oh yeah,
no, but I would have thought that had been. That's how I thought it was going to open. To be honest, about 4-1.
Serious?
Yeah, like Charlie being a massive underdog, but it was closer to evens. It was like in between. Do you know what I mean? But
13 to 8.
But then again, it always does in the British fighters. Like I think Charlie was evens when he fought Casemiro, and it's like how Charlie only had like 8 fights. Like, how can you beat like?
I said that. What did I say to you yesterday? I said that whenever the bookies have got the British fighter was the slight underdog, yeah, right. You've got to add a bit more to it. Really, it should be like 4-1 because they always give like.
Because they're making most of their bets. They're bookies we see anyway in Britain.
Yeah, people are betting mostly on.
Obviously, only people that actually watch boxing are going to bet on Rosales to beat Charlie. But then, how many of Charlie's fans, friends, family think I'll put £100 on that, and that obviously changes the odds. You know what I mean?
So, what's next for Charlie and what's next for you?
For showtime.
Well, I can't really speak for Charlie too much, but it's looking like a rematch with Rosales. Yeah. That's contractual. Do you know what I mean? Signing up to the fight, that's what was there. Whether Rosales will take it or not, I think he should. Obviously now it's much more money for Charlie.
You know what it is though? Another loss on his record don't look good for him.
It doesn't look good, and then
really
he slips
don't look
down.
good for him. He doesn't want to chocolatito it. He doesn't.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Because he's young.
And what changes really? He came
How
into that
many
ring as
losses
strong
you
as he
got?
could be, as fast as
Has
he
he
could
got
be.
4 losses now?
That's 4 losses.
So
Yeah.
you don't want 5 just
When he
yet,
could
man.
take it, but
2 in a row, man.
we
Yeah,
heard
Charlie's
that he
just
struggled
better.
for weight a bit.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll look. Do you know what? I'm a big
gonna go up a
flyweight.
bit.
I'm 25 now.
Superfly.
Let's go to Superfly, and he's only just lost his world title. Bang, he'll be lose against Charlie again, and it's falling down
Yeah,
again.
because I think he's.
But
One
he's
win
gotta
will
go
put him in
for
a
Cal
good
again,
place.
innit?
One win will.
But he said he's already lost to Cal, innit?
He lost
Yeah.
to Cal,
And then
but then
he'll
that's
have
a
to
fight.
do it again.
That's a fight potentially that people would want to see Cal win. Like
Yeah.
he beat him, but then he's come world champion.
Selby beat
But
him.
Charlie's
It was a
beat him.
bit closer than they let
The
off.
scorecard. It's same as Charlie's really, wasn't it? It was.
I think a bit more with Selby.
Yeah.
I think that Selby's was a bit more closer than Charlie's.
Yeah, yeah.
was.
Well, that's what we thought as well.
Yeah.
But I still, like I said, thought Selby won.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
Well, even though I haven't got my boot on at the moment,
Yeah.
obviously I've got an injury, but that shouldn't keep me out too long. I'll be training again in 6 weeks, and then at full capacity training in 10 to 12. We had in mind March and May dates, both BT TV title fights, but obviously this might put the March one in danger because I'm at a stage right now where beating Farag, because I see myself as really only having 2 proper pro fights. I've had 10, but
Carry on, brother.
so I'm at a stage now where, as an amateur, I was called a very boring fighter because it's 3 rounds, so I just do as little as possible, just trying to score and move out.
It's a completely.
But I enjoy now over the 10. Well, I haven't got to 12 rounds, but over the long rounds, I enjoy it and I warm into fights. I sort of get the rhythms and I break them down and then I start picking my shots. But I think my only 2 TV fights, Farag and then Granados, I haven't seen one person say it was a boring fight. Which a lot of the time.
You box the socks off of both.
Yeah, but because I have a high work rate, I'm throwing a lot, and I'm making the miss by inches at times. I see that someone made a highlight video, and the most impressive thing really is my defence. I'm slipping there, making the miss by people that come in and take my head off.
It's my comparison size difference, but it's like Tyson Fury, bro. Like you
just making the miss. It's just making the miss.
Billy Joe. Yeah, it's that.
No, no, British fight.
But he looks cleaner because it's at such a
Yeah,
smaller
you
weight.
do a lot
It
quicker.
looks
It looks
better.
a lot quicker.
finesse.
got
Because
more
what's
finesse,
coming at you
yeah,
is
you're
quicker,
right.
and you're moving a lot
You're
quicker
right.
as well.
So I think as well, some of my appeal right
I
now
think
is
it's more decorated with you, so.
like it's all rhythm, innit? It's like natural rhythm. Your personality comes in with your boxing. Like if you see someone that's like a mad, crazy, like you see that in their style. If someone's like, I'm very relaxed, I'm quite like.
Egginton's a bit of a madman.
Well, yeah, just sort of like he walks in the ring like he's about to walk through walls, and then, so then he's stiff. Do you get me? Do you get me though? Like he would just be walking straight through them, like.
And even Maidana, you can see.
Well, like he's crossing the road about looking left or right. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
That's perfect example.
Like, and
Egginton crosses the road about looking left or right, so he just goes forward, bro. He doesn't
but I'm like,
go forward.
remember them hedgehogs crossing the road? I'm like rolling there, like trying to. But so, like my style's always going to be quite fluid, quite loose, and I enjoy boxing. There's a lot of boxers that even like world champions that they don't traditionally enjoy being involved in everything. They sort of want to get in, get paid. If they weren't making good money, they wouldn't fight. But I think I've been involved in boxing since I was 9 years old. I've been living, independently since I was 18. No handouts, no. You know what I mean? Not my parents sort of give me money every month so I can do this.
You're quite far away from home, man.
I live in Sheffield. Do you know what I mean? I live with my boy up in Sheffield. I lived in Marbella for a bit, but I'm coming on 23. So I've got a baby, like little family and that. But everything's just come through boxing from GB and out as a pro, and I've been able to live a decent life. You know what I mean? I'm not that skint. You know what I mean? So if I can keep building up, this is what I want to do. I want to, for me, being successful for my boxing career. Obviously, you've got the world titles, but if I can go for my boxing career and then onwards from that, like managing, training, and cause that's where I look to go. I don't know how it comes across, but I study fights. I'm very heavily involved in Charlie's tactics, in his instructions, and you have Grant coming down from the steps, speaking to me, instructions, and then, you know what I mean, we're working together. The thing I'm doing first in 2019 actually is getting in my second license, so I can do corners. Because I want to start blending. Not right now, because I've got miles ahead yet. Touch wood, obviously nothing happens. You know what I mean? But yeah, so my success right now, my goal more than anything else is to be able to go whole life and not have a job. Does that make sense?
Because like me doing music, don't just want to rap for about. I want to do probably sign people and manage people and boss people. You know what I mean?
But if you could obviously spend your whole life just doing that, then it feels like you've never worked a day. And that's what I'm trying to like. obviously I know there could be a chance that, say 4 years time, my career goes, and then do you know what, I have to lump it, you know, it's sponsors stop, money fighters stop, and it is what it is, and that can happen. You're 2 fights away from that at any point, and that's the hunger, that's the desire I've got. I ain't got a millionaire like parents that can sort of bankroll me or buy me a house and make me nice. If I flop, that's it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm back to trying to use qualifications in school things. You know what I mean? And that's the same with Charlie. That's why he was crying before, because he's thinking my life's changed now, and obviously money right now is obviously that was his biggest payday, and the next one double that, and then hopefully double and. But you still got to keep winning. You still got to do your job, innit? To get to those those big numbers.
That's where the hard work starts for me. It's like
you've got the title now. What are you gonna do with it? How many fighters win a world title? They think they're the best in the world. Go and lose it next and never win a title again. Look at like Paul Butler, Stuart Hall. You know what I mean? Like what have they got at the end of the careers? Like
you got that.
We're not trying to aspire to beat. Like don't get me wrong, good fighters in their own right, world champions in their own right. But you're coming out of your career. You ain't got 2 pennies together. You're still fighting at like an age you shouldn't be, taking fights against the youngers coming up and getting punched up. Why? Because Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren knows that they can offer you 20 grand because you need that money. Yet, look at Kevin Mitchell for 4 world titles, and then all of a sudden he was gonna come to stage.
He's a trainer. I've seen him. He's training. He's got a kid that he.
Louis, I boxed him twice. What's
his name?
Louis Lynn.
Yeah.
Louis Lynn, he's from the area still.
I've seen him still.
Good fighter actually.
Was he a coldest thing?
Yeah, he's a featherweight.
He's
like super bad at featherweight.
Yeah, we've seen him. He was alright still. You've boxed him twice.
But I'm talking when he was young. I'm talking like 11 and 12.
Yeah.
Like,
Did he win?
Yeah, I won. But when he was young.
You won?
Yeah.
He's still early on in his career though, isn't it?
He's a good fighter. He got to like ABA. He won an ABA title actually.
Yeah.
He won an ABA title and got to a semi-final before that. Boxed out Muhammad Ali that found the drugs there.
Yeah. I've seen the Kevin Mitchells in his corners, haven't I?
So, yeah, I mean, it's been a pleasure to have you down and just to have your knowledge on the thing. And like what you said, the way you look at fights and stuff like that, that's why it's more vital to have somebody like you to come through, and you're welcome anytime to come down and do this, you know what I mean? And
yeah, but I'm not one of those fighters that think because I box means I know this. I've got my opinion. Like you ain't got to believe in my opinion. Like I've said a story before. Like
we've had a lot of it.
Yeah. like an actual like story that happened not too long ago. One of my boys, I'm talking like my close boys that trains with me. He won a title fight, and yeah, it was his home show, but I had it very close, like closer than pretty much anyone else. Because you know, like if you want someone to win, you can see all the things. When he spoke to me like off camera, like. You know, no. Someone like small level, central area title, but he's like my brother. Do you know? Do you understand? But not in front of people. It's not like I tried. He said to me, "Oh, my man wanted a rematch." I was like, but him being like shocked that the kid wanted a rematch, and I was like, you know what? If I'm being perfect, I thought the fight was very close, and I gave it a draw on that. But he went. He was a bit like, he was like, "Are you being serious?" And I was like, "Look, my opinion doesn't change that you win." So. But obviously he didn't get bitter about it or like thinking he was like, oh, fair enough, you know what I mean? But I'll give you, if you sit me down now in front of a camera, or if I'm just speaking to a big group of people or one person, if I believe something's right, I'll say it. Like I'm not changing my opinion. That's probably why a lot of people don't like me, because at least I'm consistent with it. You know what I mean?
But you know what? I think the further you go in your career, the more people are gonna jump on board and.
Yeah, but that's on the back of my box, isn't it? And I don't care about them people.
That's the best. The best. I think that's the best way that you can win people over, bro. In your talent, bro.
No, but it's like what you say now. What he said, it's on the back of his boxing, because if the boxing goes away, all of the rest of it's irrelevant.
Of course, but I'm very aware of that fact. Like Charlie, my brother, is a place right now where everyone is being nice to you, like and that builds up in a little cloud. But if your happiness relies on 1,000 people tweeting you, like, imagine someone rips that rug off you and you're on your ass. That's how people get depressed. And that's probably why I'm very mentally stable, because I don't care if everyone's bigging me up. I don't care if everyone's slating me. It's like, as long as I'm comfortable with my thing, and that's all that matters to me. That's as genuine as I can get.
Very strong.
No, you got your head screwed on, man.
So that's where we're gonna wrap it up, man, because we gotta get more back. You get me, my G. But yeah, man, like I said, it's been a pleasure doing this with you, and I wish you all the best of luck. And to all the people out there, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from HeadMovement TV. And Wale and Mala.